Well, it's an honor to be up here. It's kind of shocking too at the same time. I know I've been to a few of these things, and boy, time goes by fast, and now I'm up here, standing up here actually. um, I, uh, we live in Camrose on a farm in Camrose currently, and I'm staying with my grandparents in Edmonton here, going to King's University right now. Um, and enjoying it a lot. King's is very accepting to me, and I like the school, and I'm grateful for this chance I have in my life. We have, I guess, here to tell you a bit about my story. It's a little bit of a crazy one at times. I know we're kind of all over the place, so just hang on. I was born in '93. I'm 20. We lived out in Coronation, which is about 3 hours southeast of here, and on a farm there. Our house burnt down in '01, and we had at the time we were farming in Coronation and Camrose, and we had a trap line out in northern BC, right in between McBride or Jasper and Prince George, a little town of McBride. We had a trap line out there. So we actually moved out to McBride when our house burned down. And from there, we lived there for 10 years and still farmed the two places in Alberta and had cows in McBride. I love that chance in my life. It made it hard sometimes, just the stress of traveling back and forth, and I mean, there's downsides to that, but we had many opportunities to be involved in a whole bunch of a wide variety of things out in McBride, and then we would travel back and farm the whole time in Alberta. And for homeschooling, I'm really grateful for what homeschooling has been in my life, just to, I guess, mainly just that we were able to live in the two different places as we did. I'm grateful for homeschooling in that we, I think back in my childhood years or through school, it wasn't grounded in the grades and the marks, and that wasn't our focus in my schooling. And I'm grateful for that because I was encouraged to grow in who I am and in my personalities and in who I want to become, and not just what I got on a test necessarily. And I guess essentially just who I am in Christ and grow in my faith, and that was our main goal, and that was my main goal is growing up, and that's what I was brought into, and I'm so grateful for that now. Saying that, I don't regret any of the schooling I did get while I was growing up. If there's anything I regret, it was that I didn't work harder in the time that I had to work. I know probably the biggest phrase I remembered growing up in school was work when you're working and play while you're playing. And I think I struggled with that time and time again. Just because I had so many opportunities to get out of the house, it was hard to be in the house at the time, and sometimes I didn't see how that book work will pay off in the end. I am grateful though that I'm so glad that wasn't the focus necessarily, but I'm so glad that I have what I do have in my life, because that helps me to be who I am. And going forward from that would be the same with going to university now. I'm very grateful for the chance I have in that, because it's just opening up, just being able to be who I am in the world. I think, so growing up, Dad, he encouraged us he gave us a chance when we were 12. He gave us all a chunk of land, and I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and so When I was 12, I was given 30 acres to rent. Um, and how that worked is Dad, the first year, he did give that to us. He paid for the initial cost of planting the land, and then when harvest came, he took the net profit of that and split it in two and gave us half of that. Now, growing up, he's never paid me for any hours of labor on the farm, and that's just something that Dad didn't want us to give us. He'd rather give us a chance to go ahead and work for ourselves. So we work together farming, and with those 30 acres, I learned at a young age how to think about investments and putting money back into my land. I took that first year and I planted a crop next year and kept growing that. And I was able to, a couple of years ago, buy an old semi and Super B grain trailers. And I got my Class 1 and I haul grain for our farm. And then last year I leased 50 cows and farmed them. Thinking about, I guess, the farming side and the money side of it, I liked how being able to start young and start an investment young and like the whole thing of understanding compound interest and just building on that is amazing. How if you start young and carry that on, how much of a benefit that gives you in the long run, rather than well, you can't just jump into it. So I'm very grateful for that I was able to start young and build over time and keep putting back into my farm. I guess that's where I keep going. And so saving money when you're young, I think is really important. And if you look at watching how you can spend a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there, and it goes so fast. Whereas whether if you're young and you're saving money, even a small sum of money, after time, if you put it into an investment that brings back interest, that builds, and with compound interest keeps building on each other, and it's just amazing to see how much can come out of that. I talked about money quite a bit. I think learning to make money is a good thing. Learning to be smart with money, I think that's a really good thing that we need to try to do well in, I guess, and learn about and have a passion for. But I think just like education, it shouldn't be a goal at all. If we're living to make money, material things won't last. And I guess, coming through a house fire, you sure see that, how fast things will go away. And living in the bush out in McBride, I mean, we spent 2.5 years without running water or power, and you learn to not rely on money, and learn that money isn't everything, and it really isn't everything. But it is a good thing in our world. We can't run away from it. But so I think the most important thing that I have gained and invested in my life has been my relationship with the Lord, and I'm so grateful for what I have in that, to just to find a purpose in my life, and I think that's the best investment I've made. I think farming is a great way of life. I guess I grew up on the farm and I just love it. I don't think it's the only way, but I guess I'm a farmer and that's why I'm up here talking about farming. Farming has given me the chance to work with my family, and that's one thing that I'm grateful for, in that to work together, and that hasn't always been an easy thing, hasn't always been a great thing, and with homeschooling too, just the chance to work together and work on something that we're passionate about together, whether that's being, the younger kids always start fueling up combines in the morning, and you kind of go up the step ladder as you get older, and we all work together, and I've loved that. So I'm passionate about farming. I think that farming has, going ahead, I think it is a great lifestyle. I think there's hope in the future in farming, but I think that it takes hard work, and it's the little things of starting small and building every year, I think, is where that's what I have seen in my life, where it's just amazing to see that how that grows. And so I didn't talk very much about academics. I guess I should say something about that, shouldn't I? Like I said, I'm going to university at King's right now. I kind of got in there last moment this fall, and they were really acceptant to me coming in and very kind to me. I am just in an undeclared degree right now because I don't have some of my high school sciences, and so I'm in an undeclared arts degree. And I'm not positive where I'm going. I've thought about an ag degree, economics, marketing. I'm pretty interested in that. So I took open studies courses, and I think that fit really well with being a homeschooled student. I actually did in Camrose. I did my English through open studies, and how that works is I was at Augustana, and that's you don't need requirements to come in and take your English and open studies, and it was really easy to get into, and just getting my foot in the door into university and understanding a little bit of how that worked, and then coming into first year at university with your English done, that really gave me a leg up. So I'm glad I did that. It worked well. So I'd love to talk to any of you after about farming, about anything. I love farming, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, Levi. I ran into his dad at an auction sale 2 years ago, and he led me to the best baler I've ever bought. So hang on to these guys, they know what they're talking about. We've got Tyler and Glenna Killick now here with their family. This is a homeschool family of entrepreneurs. I'll let them tell you their story, and they might even demonstrate some of their talent to you as well, the Killicks.
Hi, I'm Glenna Killick, and I'm going to introduce you. My kids are going to talk. They're used to hanging out on the stage, but they're used to hanging out on the stage and singing music, so they're just going to give it a shot at speaking, so we'll see how they do. So here comes Toby. Go for it, Toby.
Hello everyone, I am Toby. We are the Killick family, also known as I Love Plumbing and Heating, the Displaced Islanders, or Recycle Life. This is Vaughn, 22, Gil, 16, or 18, and Sammy's 16, and myself, 14. When Randy Kopp asked us to speak on being a homeschooling entrepreneur family, we had a question: what is an entrepreneur? So we did what we usually would do and used Wikipedia to look up the word. An entrepreneur is a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses, taking on a financial risk to do so. The word was first used in 1723. Today, an entrepreneur is defined as someone having qualities of leadership and additionally is an innovator of ideas regarding manufacturing, delivery, or service needs, or any of these combined. Well, we don't usually see ourselves as entrepreneurs, but more like productive struggle learners. Our parents are big on making us understand that struggle is not always negative, but there are two different struggles, unproductive and productive. Being a part of the family business has helped us identify between these struggles. When I'm not at work helping install hydraulic pipe, I spend my time on art books and comic books, practicing my drums and bass, and a little stretching here and there. Gil's going to talk about plumbing business.
Thank you, Toby. Well, I'd say that being self-employed and owning your own business has many challenges. Helps you understand how to identify a productive struggle early in life, like Toby said. It also makes life a little crazy. It's pretty busy, which is good. Good to have, yeah. But my parents have been always self-employed. Living on Vancouver Island, you learn how to be very creative and not to be picky with how to make a living. But after 8 years of struggling as a carpenter on Vancouver Island, my dad finally moved us to Alberta to help build a mill and run it, with the hopes of owning it in the future. My dad is an innovator of ideas, especially in manufacturing, delivery, and service needs. With the help of another manager and employees, they turned the mill around in a short time. Well enough for that larger companies wanted to buy the mill, purchase the mill. But Dad no longer felt the opportunity with the business, so he moved on, and he was then offered half of a plumbing business with a contractor. Both my parents saw this as a great way to further educate us and own our own business, own family business. You might be thinking, what if each family member wanted to do something different? Well, eventually I would like to take an EMR, EMT, EMTP in pretty much medical trauma services. Lost track of where I was. But first I'm going to get my plumbing trade. Obviously as a second job, a backup job, it's really good. But besides, within self-employment is bookkeeping, accounting, sales, communication, facilitation, etc. The plumbing is just the product. I also love to rebuild bikes and look at other ways to be creative. At the same time, I sustain an income with plumbing. I can tell you that my work does not create what character I am or who I am. It's just a way to generate a living. If you watch us, you'll realize that I am myself. I dress and work differently, not because I want to be different, but because I am different. I wrote this yesterday. They're pretty messy usually on the job. I'm usually pretty clean. And at the end of the day, we have to find a way to work together and meet a common goal. So, which some days that common goal is just a hot meal in a warm location. And pretty much plumbing is an extension of our homeschooling. Each of us, as we turned 14 years old, started working a couple days a week, learning the names of tools, products, being an errand runner, cleaner, and how to install hydraulic floor pipe. Our average day is wake up at 6 a.m., out the door by 7, on site at 8, work all day with a lunch break at 12, get home at 4, and hopefully home by 6. That would be a perfect day. Some days it's half a day, some days that we start earlier and we get home later. But it gives us different freedoms, like a couple of years ago, last year, sorry, we took holiday for a month. Oh, and I should also mention my dad will be here to answer any questions later. Just to note, Sammy is also a big part of the business too. She facilitates the house so the mom can have more time to facilitate the business, which gives my dad more time to train us, and be more productive throughout the day. Sammy is going to talk now about the newest business adventure.
Thank you. So Gil and Toby, this is our first time sort of speaking in public. So thank you, Gil and Toby, for giving it a try today. They're pretty nervous. But yeah, as a homeschooler, I've had plenty of time to, have time to be creative, think about different business ideas, and great things about being at home all the time. But our newest business is called Recycle Life. Gil and I sort of stumbled across this idea one year when we were, volunteering at the folk festival, and we found a table where they were using recycled leather to make different products. But it is also inspired by our great-grandmother, aunt, and parents. Their passion for recycling and renewing products inspired us to create wristbands and more. Some of our fondest memories were opening some gifts from our grandparents and aunts, and they're made out of the amazing different types of materials, books, and on. It was really great having that experience in our life of recycling. So as soon as the wristbands, so when we found the wristbands at this, at the festival, Gil, he purchased one, and I thought it was a great idea. What if we took belts, so old belts, and then we cut them, and we changed them into wristbands? He thought it was a great idea, so we took the wristbands, or he made the first wristband for me for my birthday. I've always been interested in recycling products to create a business, so the wristbands inspired me to find new ways to recycle and more. We even created a trade program where if you bring me a belt, I can make you a wristband, and we get to keep the rest of the product, but you get the wristband free. For example, my mom sort of wrote this all out, so I'm getting used to it. For example, our friend's wedding belt, he brought it to us and it was broken. He never wore it ever since the day he had his wedding, so we made it into a wristband, and he can wear it every day now. It's a great memento. So working on Recycle Life has given Gil and I both a connection, an opportunity to understand and help each other while using our skills to the fullest. And also to accept where we are weak and strong. I'm strong in organizing, motivating, selling, and bookkeeping. Gil has the strength and eye to create the wristbands, and we also have Toby in there. He helps us burn our logo into all the wristbands. He's very good at it, as he's an artist. And Vaughn, he just wears them for us, so he's kind of like our model. He's a little old, though, so. We have created over 75 wristbands, which is quite an achievement for us. We started this only last February. They all sell between $15 and $35, so it is a great way to sort of make a bit of a profit. You can also do this with small products of your own. Per se, we also make things like we also have shirts, old men's shirts. We take them and make aprons. And you can make multiple different things like these, and we make lots of things. So we have realized that there are lots of great recycling ideas, and we are adding new products. I will pass it on to Vaughn to talk about our band, and then we're going to play a few tunes afterwards. Hope you guys enjoy.
Why, hello everyone. I'm used to setting it up like I am on a stage when I'm playing music. Anyways, well, I get the fun job to talk about the band business. The band is called Displaced Islanders. We are originally from Vancouver Island, so as we came to live in Alberta, we came to know ourselves as the Displaced Islanders. Yeah, the joke gets old. Well, it all really started when I was 11 years old. You could find me on a Saturday afternoon busking at the markets. The money I earned helped pay for my new guitar and more. A couple of years later, Sammy would sing one song with me, and the busking funds tripled. I was pretty excited nonetheless, and this thing is starting to frustrate me. Okay, let's try that again. Anyhow, we'll be playing that song for you in a few moments. This set up a foundation for later in the years when I encouraged all my siblings to form a band, the Displaced Islanders. Gil is on bass, middle there. He's going to be playing ook though. He also plays harmonica. Sammy guitar, ook, and vocals. Toby drums. Cajon, which is a cool little Spanish, this thing right here. You'll know what it is. Myself, guitar, bass, ukulele, drums, and vocals. Again, we started in farmers markets. Why farmers markets? Well, it's a great stage to practice at. You learn to get over a lot of fear when your audience is ignoring you. Or, yeah, you get a lot of it. You'll be playing there and everyone's kind of like, oh, you're there. Okay. Right. Anyhow. Or, yeah, exactly that. They just stand in front of you. Pretty much like this. Wow. Okay. So impressive. Well, so we realized we needed to spare our vocal cords, so we invested in a small sound system with the intent that we would help keep adding to the equipment to one day be able to have enough equipment to play in a large hall. It took 4 years. We have played at some great venues, including the Royal Alberta Museum, Winter Games, lots of Canada Days at the Alberta Beach, Maui, and more. We try to balance the gigs between paid and volunteer. Over 4 years, we have earned enough money to buy our own sound equipment, which opened up doors to make more profit. But it has been a great productive struggle. We had the same teen struggles and issues as everyone else, but the band business has given us so many areas of personal and business growth. As a band, we have found that you need to be flexible, show up early, over-prepare, tailor to the audience, and be willing to make mistakes, find quick solutions, and keep moving forward. At the end of the day, we all agree that we needed to make a common goal and find a healthy way to meet it. We had many gigs where there was only 10 people in the audience, but we played like we had an audience of 10,000, and in return, we were blessed with great gigs. I should also mention that music was part of our homeschooling. I had issues reading, but I was motivated to read music. But just like all good productive struggles, sometimes they're not fun. At the beginning of every school season, my parents would give me the choice, writing or music. I don't know about you, but I like music. I mean, come on. But just like all, wait, I already did that one. Where am I? Ah, here we are. I chose music every year, and my parents would help me keep the goal till June. And there was a lot of times I would want to quit, but I'm grateful that my parents helped me see how important it was to set a realistic goal and meet the goal, despite how I felt for the day. We could all go on with sharing more about our businesses, but we had a busy week with plumbing. Literally found out last night, I crawled in the bed and it was like, knock, knock, knock. What? You got to get up tomorrow morning. Why? Because you got to go to work. Oh. Yay. Thank you. So yeah. We would like to share with you a few of our very first song. Well, the first will be the very first song that really started up the band. Sammy started singing the song when she was 9 years old, currently 16, so there's a pretty big age gap there now. Then after that, we'll play a new song. I should mention that the songs we cover are family friendly, whether it's been just a little bit tweaked or not, you know. There's a lot of popular songs nowadays, a lot about girlfriends and boyfriends, and you know, when you're covering songs, you're up on a stage and it's myself and my sister, it can get awkward. Each to their own, I guess. Sibling rivals.
I'm really loud, so tell me I'm not supposed to be. great struggle worth going through. And if anyone wants to learn how to entertain or be a musician of any kind, please try and get yourself out there. Go to small events. Sing in front of your parents. Sing in front of your family and friends. Just try and get out there a bit. We're going to share with you a song that we now play at most of our new gigs. It's called Ballet Town by Elliot Root.
Displaced Islanders. Now I'm going to do some advertisement. Please check us out on Facebook. That would be absolutely wonderful.
Recycle Life is also on Facebook. Please check us out. We have photos of wristbands and products online. Please check us out on Facebook. Thank you very much.
Thank you to the Killick family. Yeah. So, like the sky's the limit, right? Whatever you're called to do, you can do. And it's always so much more powerful when you can do it as a family. So we're going to take a break now until 3 o'clock, and then we're going to have Glenn Speece give a talk that he gave at a Great Books event one day, and it was like an atomic bomb that dropped. So he's going to be speaking directly to the young people. And so make sure that you're here and that you're in good and tight and close so that he can speak right to you. So come back at 3.